Welcome back to Switch of South Africa. I'm Nicky Nash as always, and today you joined me in the back seat of the BMW 5 Series. And the reason I'm sitting in the back seat is because this car actually has so much to speak about in terms of interior than the drive of the vehicle. So I'm going to speak about more of the interior of the vehicle, hence I'm sitting in the back today, but we will go for a drive. But you know how we do it this side, in proud collaboration with Change Cars and All Things Motoring. I'm Nicky Nash, and I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the BMW 5 Series. And yeah, from the exterior look of the vehicle, interior look of the vehicle, overall thoughts, the drive, and the price. And I'm going to tell you whether you should get this or the E-Class, since I've driven the E-Class. So starting off with the exterior look of the vehicle. So BMW has this thing where they launch a vehicle and then you're like, nah, I don't like the look of this vehicle because the previous generation looked much better. And it's just how majority of the vehicles are starting to be. So with this vehicle, when it was launched, for me, when I saw the press pictures, I never liked the look of it in front. I'm still not too sure about the look of the car in front during the day. At night, I love it because of that light around the grille. It looks good. That's the only time I really do like the look of the vehicle in front. But a part that I've loved about this vehicle is the rear end of the vehicle. Like, I like the whole tail light design. For me, this car looks good and it stands out. I've driven I told you guys when I had the Volvo EX30 that car gets a lot of attention. This car gets more attention than that car. The amount of attention I've been getting with this vehicle because of the look of the vehicle and the way this specific one is spec'd. If you look at up front there by the grills, you get this gold accents around the grill, makes the car look plush, makes it look stands out a bit more. And looking at the size of the vehicle and how big this car actually is from the exterior of the vehicle, it tends to look like a 7 Series. I've gotten so many questions, people asking me, Nicky, are you driving a 5 Series? Nicky, are you driving a 7 Series? Is that a 7 Series? So I like the look of the vehicle, from the exterior look of the vehicle, from the front, that those bronze finish, gold finishes, and then on the sides, the wheels as well. The wheels for me look good. I love the wheels. And then you also get these, I don't know if it's a bronze or gold. I think let's go with bronze. If it's gold, it's gold. If it's bronze, it's bronze. This bronze accents on the side around the door pillars as well. And then you get this lovely big letter 5, well, number 5 at the back there, showing you that you're in a 5 Series. And between the two doors, if you open both doors, you will see there's a 5 engraved on the body panel over there. Looks good. I like that. Moving on to the rear end of the vehicle. For me, that's where this car like stands out. I really love the look of the vehicle at the back, the light design as well. It's very simple, nothing too fancy. They weren't playing around too much. They didn't try to do anything fancy with the lights. They just made proper simple lights, but it works. The shape of the vehicle. So the reverse light actually in this vehicle is nowhere in between the tail lights or within the tail lights at the back. It's actually more to the bottom by your diffuser, where your diffuser is. There's like that's where your reverse light is. It looks different. So I like that about the vehicle. Trying something different. For me, the car stands out from the exterior. You guys will tell me if you guys would rather, do you prefer the look of this vehicle or the previous generation 5 Series or the E-Class? For me, I prefer this over the previous gen. Yes, I prefer this over the previous gen and the E-Class. I just really love this vehicle. Now, let's jump into the interior of the car, and let me tell you everything you need to know. So when you get into the interior of the vehicle, facing forward, there's nothing new in terms of it being a BMW. You still get the steering wheel, the very thick chunky steering wheel, and this is an M Sport package. So actually it's an M Sport package, and the M Sport package is standard, so you don't add an M Sport package on this vehicle. All 5 series have M Sport package as standard, so you get M Sport from the exterior into the interior as well. The steering wheel is an M Sport steering wheel. You get that. I love it more to the bottom there with written M and the plush aluminium finishes around there as well. And then you get this lovely TV. I call it a TV because it looks like a TV. This curved touchscreen infotainment system and digital instrument cluster that gives you everything you need to know. The touchscreen infotainment system, that's where everything you need to know about this vehicle it's in-house in there. So whatever you want to know about this vehicle is in there. And then the digital instrument cluster is so customizable that there is so many things. You'll be seeing it right now on the overplay videos as I'm telling you guys. You can change it so much. So you can change it to show you the map of the vehicle, the map of wherever. and then you can change it to show you your fuel efficiency, you can change it to show you your trip kilometer. And then how I drive it, I always drive it in augmented reality. What does that mean? That means it's a camera facing forward, always on, so as I'm driving I can see what's in front of me. So I like that about the vehicle, so it's good. So I've had people in the vehicle and they've said, Nikki, doesn't that distract you? For me, not really. I just like the look of it being there. I don't really use it. I focus on the road, the road itself. The only time where I've seen that you really sometimes that feature is very it's needed is when you're driving on roads where you can't see, in terms of there's no lighting. So for reference, yesterday I was driving on the N4 from Hartbeespoort, and that road, the N4 there, doesn't have lights at all, and there was no other cars. So I was struggling in terms of seeing up front because of the lighting. But with the augmented reality, the camera was so crisp that at some point, just to see the lanes, because the lanes weren't marked as well clearly, just to see the lanes, I used the camera up front so that I know that I'm staying in my lane. So I do understand, I do get that BMW put that, and I actually like that they put that. So it gives you two choices. You can use it if you want to use it. You don't want to use it, you don't have to use it. And then moving back into the touchscreen infotainment system, I like that it's wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. I love that the Apple CarPlay is big. It's the entire screen, so it looks good. And sometimes you don't really need the Apple CarPlay because the system or the software that's in the BMW is so good as well. So you can just connect with Bluetooth, use the map that BMW offers, like the in-house map, so it gets the job done. So moving on to the shinier part of things in the interior, here by the center console, where you find your gear selector, your rotary dial, and your start stop, all the stuff. The problem about that is it's in crystal or glass, if I should say. So as you can see on the overplay video, when the sun is out, like how I'm shooting right now, it will glare a lot, and it will glare into your face as well. So that's a kind of a problem at times, but do I really mind it? No, I think it looks good. It makes the car stand out, it makes the car look more luxurious, and it becomes you're in something of luxury. You know, sometimes I feel like, especially with this vehicle, do you really need a 7 Series if you can just get this 5 Series? Then we move on to the seats. The seats are very comfortable and they get the job done. The only thing that I don't like about these seats, and also the price point of this vehicle, this car is just above 1.2 million rand. I do not get heated seats and ventilated seats as standard. Those are optional extras, and this specific one that I'm in doesn't have that. So it's why doesn't that come standard at that price point? So it's my nitpicking, but I'm really not nitpicking, because at 1.2 million rand I can name so many vehicles that have heated seats alone. And I can name so many vehicles that also have ventilated seats at that price point. So I think BMW being a bit stingy there. You know, they give you the body kit and everything, and they're like, you know what, heated seats and ventilated seats, we're not going to give you that. So with the seats, that's my only gripe about that. The seats themselves feel quite good, very supportive. They're not body hugging or anything, they're very supportive. It feels like you're on a couch. That's how comfortable it is. And the look of them as well, because they're so big. When I took the car to the car wash, one of the guys there, they're like, you know what, you're driving a very beautiful car. Inside it feels like you're sitting in a couch, because he did get in the vehicle and he said the seats are quite big. So they are quite big. The only thing that I'm not a fan of in terms of the seating things is it's not with regards to the seats, more of the vehicle. There's too much haptic feedback buttons. So to set the seats, so you can memory functions and all that, it's on the door panel there. Yes, on the door panel, and it's haptic feedback buttons. And then just underneath the touchscreen infotainment system, your hazard is not a button, it's a haptic feedback. So it's all touchscreen things, and sometimes I don't like that, especially in this vehicle, because it doesn't, you have to press it hard, whereas I feel like a button would have been better. So just to touch on the last point of the seats, is that in every BMW that I've driven, you get to sit very low. You can adjust your seat to the lowest, and in this vehicle, in this 5 Series, you can do that as well. The only problem is that, well, for me, so if you don't know, in every vehicle that I get into, I like to put the seat very low at its lowest, because yeah, I just prefer it like that. And in this vehicle, the lowest is quite good, it gets the job done, don't get me wrong. It only becomes a problem with a heads-up display. So the vehicle does have a heads-up display, but unfortunately, you can't raise it too high, so like it reaches a max height in terms of raising the heads-up display, and at its highest and the seat at its lowest, you actually can't see the whole heads-up display. So you see the top part of the heads-up display and not the bottom part of the heads-up display. And if you want to see the heads-up display, you will need to raise the seat. So now moving on to where I'm sitting, the back seat. How does it feel to be in the back seat of this vehicle? For me, as much as I love driving, I would enjoy sitting here all the time. Like, it's a very good place to be. You get enough leg room and headroom in this vehicle, although you get this glass roof. So this is not a glass sliding roof, so it's just a glass roof, and it's weird in terms of how it opens. So it opens from the back to the front, and it closes from the front to the back. Most of the time, no, not all of the time, except for this vehicle, the sunshade opens the other way, like from the front to the back to front. This BMW, nope. BMW is being very unique. I love that about them. They are very fancy. They like fancy things. So yeah, where I am here, it's a good place to be. The sound system as well is very, very good. So you get a Harman Kardon sound system, get the job done. Honestly, it's a very good sound system across all four seats. Doesn't matter where you're sitting in the car. The sound system gets the job done. You get these what are these called? We call them peasant blockers actually on the channel, because I've had a Kia Sorento that had these things. These are called peasant blockers for me on my channel. So they're manual, they're not automatic. You should be seeing on the overplay video. The only automatic one is the one at the back. That one I can control it from the window switches on by the driver. So only the driver can control the back one. Rightfully so, because sometimes you just wanna block, you just wanna see the car at the back or whatever, so you can just drop it and take it up. I like that about the car. It brings that whole, is it really a 7 Series? Is it really a 5 Series? Do you really need a 7 Series? Because of the interior is so plush. It's a very good place to be. So I actually didn't touch about the USB Type-C ports that are in this vehicle. There's actually so many. So there's 2 up front. Let me just double check if there's not any inside here. Okay, so there's 2 up front. So you get one for the driver, one for the passenger. Then where I'm sitting, by the seat, there's one by the seat. Down here by the climate control, there's 2. And then there's another one by the driver's seat. That's 4. So there's 4 at the back, 2 in front. That's 6. That's a lot of devices that you can charge. So I like that about BMW. Moving on to the boot capacity. I'll put the boot capacity on the screen. I have a problem with the boot capacity, and let me tell you why. So those 5 Series that I have, it's optioned with a spare wheel, a space saver spare wheel. So a space saver spare wheel is a small one. For you folks that know, it's biscuit. You know when I say biscuit, yeah, that's a space saver spare wheel. So those cars actually on run flats, if I'm not mistaken, and majority of BMWs are on run flats, so they don't come with a spare wheel. But if you spec a spare wheel, like how this one is spec'd, the space saver spare wheel, it hinders the boot capacity so much. The boot is not as big, like a sedan is not, like it's not as big anymore, so the boot is hindered. And how I always test, you guys know, a cam chair is always there. So the cam chair in this vehicle doesn't fit laying down. I have to put it at an angle. I must put it like this or like that for it to fit properly. I don't like that. That's one that I don't like. Also, because now of the space saver spare wheel, the boot is raised, there's not too much space as well. So I feel like you can fit maybe like 2 suitcases. I'll actually get suitcases for you guys and show you actually how many suitcases I can fit in the vehicle. But I've seen sedans, and sedans are known for their boot capacity. So for me and for you guys, I'm advising you, as much as you always want safety of having a spare wheel, I don't think it's worth it. Because also, you don't get spare wheels all of the time, unless if you purposely drive into potholes and all that stuff. I can't remember when last I had a puncture. I think it's been years since I had a puncture in any vehicle, and I drive literally every day. So I think if you know that you're a good driver and you don't have that, you need a spare wheel, don't spec it. Honestly, don't spec it, because you can get the whole boot, because you will need that boot. So that's my thoughts about the vehicle, the interior. We spent some time in the interior. Let's go for a drive. Let me tell you about this vehicle. So guys, actually, before we go for a drive, I actually took someone to Matric dance in this vehicle, and it got the job done. So if you guys are in Matric, some of you guys that are watching and you are in Gauteng Pretoria specifically, because I'm in Pretoria. I don't mind Joburg, and you'd like me to assist you guys with a vehicle to matric dance, please do hit me up. Hopefully, the week of your matric dance or the week of whoever you'd like me to assist for matric dance, I have a nice vehicle. Because sometimes you'll find me in a small vehicle, and luckily enough, the person assisted found me in this vehicle. I actually have one in September. So if you know people that are interested in matric dance, guys, I do it also for free. I don't charge. I do this for free. I do not charge. So hit me up. I'll sort you guys out. So yeah, let's go and speak about the drive of this BMW 5 Series. So this drive of this BMW 5... Oh, BMW... Wait, English, man. The drive of this BMW... What's going on, guys? You guys are making me shy. So the drive of this BMW 5 Series, how does it feel to drive? What's powering it? So this car is powered by a 2-liter turbo diesel, which produces 145 kilowatts and 450 newton meters of torque. So when I got into the vehicle, literally the first time I drove the vehicle, so because it's a 5 Series, the BMW, I was expecting like power, like instant power and all that stuff, and boom, 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 it's gonna give me, that power. It didn't. So at first I was like, maybe this car is underpowered. Maybe it needs something bigger. And then as I got to drive the vehicle more and understand that it's just a 520d, guys, it's nothing big or anything like that, it actually gets the job done. This power plant in here is perfect, and the power delivery as well. So because of how comfortable the vehicle is and how big the vehicle is, you do not feel the speed. Trust me, you'll be pushing whatever speed you think you're pushing, but it doesn't feel like you're doing the speed. So you can get to 120 quite quickly, but it doesn't feel like you're doing 120. 120 feels like you're doing 80 because of how comfortable the vehicle is. Right now I'm doing 100, but it feels like I'm doing 60. So it's a very... And also excuse the road noise, if there's road noise, guys, I'm sorry, excuse that. But it's a very nice car to drive. It gets the job done. And the one that I'm in, because of the diesel, the fuel efficiency, oh my days, guys, this car fuel efficiency is one of the best things ever. You can easily do 1,000 k's or more on one tank on this vehicle because of how comfortable it is. Not how comfortable it is, how fuel efficient it is. It's a very good vehicle for trips. It feels good, it's comfortable to drive, and you'd expect it to be on the uncomfortable side of things because of the tire profile it's sitting on. So the one that I'm driving is sitting on 257/35. That 35 is very important because that's what makes or breaks the comfortability of a vehicle. So in this one, that 35, it actually makes it feel comfortable. So I didn't think it was a 35 tire profile until I was taking videos now, and then I saw that 35. So I was like, actually, I was quite surprised because the vehicle is quite comfortable. It doesn't feel like I'm sitting on a 35 tire profile. It more feels like a 40 or 45. So it's quite good. The suspension as well is quite good. And you do feel the suspension change when you change the different drive modes. So you have an efficient, you have comfort, and you have sport. In efficient and comfort, the vehicles are essentially the same thing. Even in terms of power delivery, it feels kind of the same. When you're in sport, things do get a bit tighter, a bit stiffer. Your throttle response is much more quicker, so it gives you that pull right now. In terms of handling, when you're in sport, you will feel the road imperfections a bit more, but it's a BMW at the end of the day. So in things of like the roads I'm driving right now, if I was in an M5 or anything like that, you'd really, really do love it, because I'm in Hartbeespoort Sport in the curves right now. So I actually did drive this vehicle hard once just to test how nimble it would be. Does it feel like a BMW? Does it still have that BMW heritage of sheer driving pleasure? And honestly, it does. You point it in terms of turning, it'll point. It'll go where you want it to go. It'll turn. So it feels good. It's a good vehicle for that. I like it. And more to the efficiency of the vehicle, I think that's the party piece. I need to tell you, this vehicle is an ICE engine, and it also has hybrid assistance. It has a 48 kilowatt hour battery. What that assists with, it assists with like your start and stop maneuvering, from like your start and stop, like start and go. If you're a robot pulling away, that is pull away. If you parking the vehicle and all that stuff, and it's a diesel, so it doesn't really sound like a diesel because of that hybrid assistance. It's actually not that loud, unlike, because some diesels are quite loud. So yeah, I think it's a good vehicle all around. Gets the job done, honestly. Now we need to speak about the competitor, the elephant in the room, which is the Mercedes-Benz E-Class. And in terms of pricing, right? And I'm gonna put the exact pricing. in terms of pricing, this one that I'm in is just over 1.2 million rand. You'll see it on the screen. The E-Class, right, E220D starts, listen to me carefully, at 1.4. I'll put the correct pricing on the screen. So it's basically plus minus 200,000 rand more than this. Does it feel like it's 200,000 rand more? Does it feel like it? For me personally, no, it doesn't. And I think that's where this will sell over the 5 Series. This will sell over the E-Class. And I think even in the previous generations, I think the price point that Mercedes has went into pricing the vehicles is what actually makes BMW excel more. Although, because BMW is a quality brand and they give you quality cars, and Mercedes-Benz does the same. But unfortunately, in some vehicles, you can't justify that price gap. And I think BMW, by putting this at 1.2 million rand and giving you things like M Sport package as standard, puts you in a tough spot as a customer. Even if you want both vehicles, you go look at an E-Class, you go look at a BMW 5 Series. The make or break will be the pricing. That 200,000 rand, someone would be like, no, but why is the E-Class that expensive more than this? This is much better. And for me personally, this is much better. I haven't spent a week with an E-Class. I've only spent like a day or two with the car when we were launching it. So maybe when I do get the vehicle on test, my thoughts will change. But for now, personally, I'd rather go with the 5 Series. So one of the things that I really need to emphasize about in this BMW 5 Series that's actually spec'd with is the adaptive cruise control. Is that smart one. So it keeps you into lanes, it drives for you. Also, if I'm on a 2-lane and I indicate left, it will scan for me on the left, and then it'll say, okay, it's safe to go, and then it will go. It will take itself to that lane. If I now go back to that other lane and I just indicate, it will scan for me, see that it's fine, and then it will take itself into that lane. So it's a very smart system. It corners for you quite well, like curves. As long as you just put your hands on the steering wheel, the car will do all the driving for you. And I'm not saying don't drive, guys, but the car will do all the driving. I'm just emphasizing on how smart this adaptive cruise control and self-driving system is in this BMW. It's one of the best ones I'm yet to experience, and I'd love to experience the ones found in the i5s. The one where I think I saw a review of my favorite reviewer, Matt Watson, where you just look into the left and then it will indicate and change to the left. You look to the right, it will change like that. So I'd love to experience that one and just to see how that works. But if you take the one I'm in and without any options or anything like that, because I do not know exactly what this is optioned out at in terms of pricing, but if you take an entry level 520d at just over 1.2 million rand through the Change Cars Vehicle Finance Calculator over a period of 5 years, which is 60 months, at an interest rate of 12.25% with no deposit, no balloon payment, you're looking at paying the amount that's on the screen. For me, guys, I always say it's your money, né? But today it's not your money, it's our money. So if you're looking at buying a BMW 5 Series, please remember my words. Go buy it. It's our money. Today it's our money. I'm not gonna say do what you want with the money or whatever. I'm going to say buy the car. Buy the car, guys. Honestly, for me, buy the car. If you want the E-Class, sure, get the E-Class. But yeah, let me tell you my overall verdict of the vehicle, the conclusion of the video. Oh yeah, and you guys are the what? The society. So my overall conclusion of this vehicle, what do I think about this vehicle? Honestly, I really do like this vehicle. And the question that you guys want to know, would I take this over the E-Class? I actually answered that in the beginning of the video. Yes, personally, I would take this over the E-Class. I don't think my mind will change. I really do love this vehicle, and for the price of the vehicle and what you're getting a lot of a car that stands out as well. I'd speak it like this with the whole bronze accent as well. For me, this is the vehicle. So my advice to you, if you're looking at a BMW 5 Series and an E-Class, obviously I'd always tell you, go test drive both vehicles, choose which one you want. But if you want me to guide you in the right direction, go that way, this way, where I'm sitting. Because the one I'm sitting in, and I mentioned it in my driving impressions of the vehicle, is 200,000 rand cheaper than an E-Class. 200,000 rand is a lot of money. And you cannot tell that the E-Class is 200,000 rand more than this. And with that, I'm gonna leave the review right here. Tell me what you guys think about the vehicle. As always, I'm Nicky Nash from Future South Africa. You guys are the society. Actually, I need to start using the name more. You guys are the society, and I'm actually gonna do some society T-shirts soon. So still need to find some designs. Tell me what you guys think. We'll do the T-shirts, and yeah, that's it. Oh wow, I just saw a car now. The number plate is written Muscat GP. Wow, it's a Jaguar. It's a white Jaguar F-Pace. Okay. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. There's actually interesting. It's a Polo GTI. Next video, I think. I don't know. Oh, it's a Polo Vivo launch, actually. I don't know. Something. We'll see, guys. There's too much content on the channel. But for you guys, no mayeni. I'm Nicky Nash from Future South Africa. In proud collaborations with who? Change cars and all things motoring. I'm signing out. I'll see you guys on the next one.